Hi, I'm Tony from Bonner's Music in Eastbourne, and I'm here at the Frankfurt Music Show, and we've just been invited to a new presentation of a product which is a prototype. It's a Kawai digital piano, but it's been manufactured in collaboration with Onkyo, which are a manufacturer of high-quality hi-fi speaker systems. And I believe that this product is going to be an Android-enabled digital piano with a surround sound system. So we're really excited about this. So come in, watch the video, and let's see what this is all about.
So last November, Kawai and Onkyo formed a business arrangement, and the goal of this arrangement was to broaden the brand of both companies and to expand the main product ranges of both companies, and also to share technical knowledge and expertise that can be used to improve products in the future. This has culminated in the CSX1 collaboration prototype that you see here before you. This is a prototype. We're not intending to sell this model, but we hope that the presentation today will give you an example of what you can expect to see in future products in next months and years. Okay, now to demonstrate this CSX1, we're very fortunate to be joined by a wonderful pianist from Kawasaki, Japan. Her name is Miss Ayano Entani. So if you'd like to give a round of applause, please.
Everyone, thank you for coming.
Okay, so if you're sitting comfortably, let's begin with the first piece of music. Onegaishimasu. So, Anthony-san, please let me, what are your thoughts of the CSX1 so far?
Well, the keyboard touch is quite natural and very steady, just like a grand piano. And the sound is also incredible and very detailed and powerful and deep, I think. So when I play this instrument, I totally forget that I'm playing a digital piano.
It's really great to hear. I mean, she mentioned again the touch of the instrument. So some of you may know that this keyboard is based on the instrument uses the Grand Feel 2 wooden keyboard action. So all 88 keys are made from long pieces of wood, and they move up and down like a seesaw. And it's called Grand Feel 2 because it's developed to feel like a grand piano. So moving on to the sound. So the sound you're hearing is the voice of our flagship Shigeru Kawai grand pianos. This piano is captured using 88 key sampling and reproduced using harmonic imaging XL sound technology. This sound is then processed using 1-bit DSD processing. It's then converted to analog signal using 2 premium DACs, DACs, one for a left channel, one for a right channel. And then the signal is processed through the DI-DRC discrete circuit, which is developed by Onkyo. And finally, the sound is distributed using the premium amplifier, which has been developed and improved by Onkyo using high specification components. We can really get a sense of listening to a grand piano. The sound is rich and expressive. It's powerful, it's loud, but it's not distorted. This is all thanks to the technology developed by Kawai and Onkyo. Now, you can probably see in this room we have a number of surround speakers. We actually have 8 surround speakers. These are produced by Onkyo, and these speakers are used to reproduce the sound of a concert hall. So up until now, we've just been listening to the sound of the CSX1. But from now, we'll be turning on the surround speakers using a system called scene rendering, which has been developed by Kawai and Onkyo. So first, let's recall the original sound of the CSX1. So this is already a nice, expressive sound, but let's listen to the same passage played again using the scene rendering and the surround speakers. It's a more open and airy sound. So Intani-san, you're a professional pianist. You've played in many concert halls, I'm sure, in your life. How does this scene rendering sound? What's your impression of its sound?
There is a big difference between first sound and second sound. Second sound became much more rich and much more deep and much more expressive. So and the sound is also flowing around me, and yeah, I can really imagine as if I'm playing in a big concert hall or something.
Okay, that's really great to hear. And actually, that was the concept which Kawai and Onkyo envisaged when first planning this CSX1 collaboration prototype. So the goal was to reproduce the environment of a concert hall in a relatively small space, like today. So most digital pianos have a reverb feature built into them. This is usually applied to the existing piano sound and produced using the same speakers. With scene rendering, the reverberation is generated independently of the main piano sound, and it's distributed using these surround speakers. So this gives us a much better separation of the piano sound and the concert hall sound, giving us a more realistic feeling of space and depth. So let's listen to an example of a piece of music which utilizes the scene rendering and the additional speakers. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So that piece of Debussy really illustrates how good the scene rendering is. We can imagine ourselves, even in this small room, if we close our eyes, we are placed in a concert hall. This is what we try to set out to achieve with the CSX1. But this is quite an impressive sound already, and quite an impressive product already, but there's one more thing I'd like to talk about. Because the CSX1 has a touch panel built into the left cheek block of the instrument. This touch panel is used to select sounds and to change settings. The touch panel is actually built from the Onkyo's digital audio player, which is released in a few weeks' time in Europe and in America. Because the digital audio player is built on Android, which allows us to install additional apps from Google Play Store. So you could say that the CSX1 is an Android-based digital piano. Now, the Onkyo digital audio player also integrates with Onkyo's own Onkyo Music and eOnkyo digital audio download services. This is a great download service with hundreds of thousands of high-resolution, high-res audio tracks available in 24-bit, 192 kilohertz FLAC. So with this digital audio player and with the surround speakers and with the CSX1, the instrument sounds great as a solo instrument, but it really comes into its own when we use the surround speakers in a multi-session backing track environment. So let's listen to an example of the CSX1 using the scene rendering and the surround speakers with the backing track. Brings the presentation to an end. Just remains for me to say thank you again for coming to watch. Hope you've enjoyed the presentation and the music. Again, the CSX1 is a prototype. We're not intending to sell the product, but we hope today's presentation gives an example of what we can expect to see in the future Kawai and Onkyo products using the technologies which we've both developed. So thanks again for coming. And we have one more piece of music. It's a Schumann piece which uses the scene rendering and additional speakers. But before I go, I'd like to ask Nintani-san.
Vielen Dank nochmal für Ihren Besuch. Also ich hoffe, dass Ihnen unsere Vorstellung und der schöne Klang dieses Digitalpianos gut gefallen hat. Also ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch und auf Wiedersehen.
And another round of applause, please, for our lovely pianist today, Aino Intani. Thank you.